My M27 girlfriend F28 left me because she wanted to take a break, but when I just won the lottery, she came back to me almost instantly. Back in high school, it was that day and age when I noticed how almost everyone I know are always in a relationship, and that every year on prom, it would be an event that everyone would go to spend time with their lovers, but at the same time there would be some single guys and girls just chilling it out in their own social groups. Me on the other hand, I am that type of guy that contemplates on the feeling if I should have been with someone special. However, I am socially awkward in that I have no real friends at all. I mean, sure, I know a couple of people from school, but I only know them on a surface level and nothing more than that. I do get jealous time to time, followed by the feeling of sadness while listening to sad songs on TikTok. This becomes a vicious cycle month after month during my high school life. However, it's not always like this. There was this one girl that I personally liked. She was seated right next to me on art class, and I was always fascinated with her drawings. Let's call her Eve, and not a real name, by the way. Eve was a very timid and shy girl, but despite that she made a ton of friends on her own. She also dresses in this goth outfit, which I personally think makes her the more cuter. We don't usually talk to each other very often, but when we do, it's always these deep talks about life and how the universe created itself. She and I are both atheists, so we never really had to stumble a lot on religion talks. But that's just all we are. We only ever talk to each other in art class and never anywhere else. She would always hang out with her other friends during recess, and to be honest, I do get intimidated, so I do not have a backbone to ever approach her in any other way. As for me on the other hand, I am always alone. I usually hang out in the library a lot to read books or comics and anime mangas. The librarian, a woman in her 40s, would often come talk to me a lot sometimes, due to the fact that she always sees me every day at school in the library alone. When we first met, she had asked me if I had any friends that I usually hang out with, and I just said no. And from there she would always try to talk to me every time I go into the library in every recess. Honestly, I don't mind it at all. I liked her company. She's very friendly and open-minded about a lot of things. I guess she was the only woman besides Eve that made me feel less lonely throughout my high school life. Anyways, fast forward. My high school year is almost ending, passed a few tests and failed some. My parents are now giving me the talk to kick me out of the house when I turned 18 this year, and to be able to find a job and live on my own. From there on, I just explored around whatever life can offer to me in my current circumstances. I was working on this massive metal manufacturing factory for 6 years straight and decided to leave. Even after 6 years, I was not able to find that special someone, but my co-workers who I am friends with at the factory had sometimes made talks to me about how dealing with women can be a pain in the ass. And this is the stigma. I have been looking at social media on TikTok about how relationships could ruin you, and it's always more about the guy being heartbreak, a popular trend that is still going strong for the past 3 years. These videos would always give me social anxiety towards women and whether I should be with one in my life. But one of the co-workers who was married with a wife and 4 kids told me that not all women are like this. He would give me advices and life tricks to try and get into women. And I can tell that this guy is a player based on what he's telling me. The next day, I decided to go to my local bar and try to meet some lonely women there. No luck, to be honest. All of them were with friends, and I was a bit scared by that. I was just not used to seeing and talking to women these days, especially in my primed years. But it doesn't matter, I kind of just gave up after trying for a week. I decided to spend some time alone and do the things I really want. Later on, I decided to get back into job hunting, and I was able to get into a truck driver delivery job. So I got my license and the training, and my employer had assigned me with a partner with experience in the field. And you would never guess who that is. It's Eve, the girl from my art class. Call it a blessings from the heavens, or maybe the universe pulled us in together. She was also shocked to see me, and we immediately decided to hang out together to catch up. As her life turns out, she did not like her university degree in economics, so she decided to leave the course and find a job. She ended up finding herself into the truck delivery and was able to stay for 4 years long. Her appearance has also changed. I'm not judging. Just a comparison. She used to be skinny and now she is a little more on the plushy side. I don't blame her at all. Working as a truck driver is no easy task. Having to travel over 1,000 kilometers every week and sitting on your ass for very long hours is no joke. So it is expected for those truckers to have the fat stomach. For the following weeks, Eve has been training me on the job and traveled together for a month straight. I won't lie, the pay is actually decent, as I am raking in at least $2,000 a week. Me and Eve talked to about a lot of things, including our relationship status. She was surprised that I was still single at my age, and I just heard that I am no woman expert, but somehow she didn't believe me due to my looks. I look average, but I have maintained my body weight to minimal, so I may look good for her standards. 4 months later, she and I are now together and lived in the same apartment that we both rented. Life was great, but although our bedroom life needs a little more work, but due to our work schedule we are only able to do it once every fortnight. She and I discussed whether we should continue working in this job or not as it affects our relationship. I told her that we should if we couldn't spend time together during these past 4 months. She immediately agreed with me and we both resigned together. We have a lot of money saved so we do not have to worry about working for a while. Eve decided to take part into a gym program to lose more weight, and I joined her as well. We have been doing this for almost a year and Eve is back to her skinny version. She was more beautiful than I thought she would be. What I also noticed that there are more guys approaching her at our gym. I asked her who they are and she said they were just gym friends. Fair enough, I shouldn't stop her from making friends, but the fact that she only had male friends leaves a bump of doubt in my stupid little brain. But I am no fool. I know that the guys have ulterior motives with her. I asked her if she wanted to go to other gyms instead and she immediately said no. She liked the company here and I told her if I was ever enough for her. This led into a huge argument at the gym and everyone was staring at us. We quickly left the gym and Eve continued to gaslight me about how I am insecure and immature because of the fact that I don't let her get to have male friends. We argued all the way back home and she immediately locked herself in her room. She was giving me the silent treatment so I had to leave her alone. When she left her room, Eve decided that she wanted to take a break from our relationship. Which by today's standard is a breakup. I just accepted it, but a hard pill to swallow that she was gonna leave me. It hurts a lot but I held in my feelings and deal with it. She packed her things and left the apartment to stay over at a friend's place. I was not able to see her for 2 months until the day that life took a great trajectory on my future. I received a notification on my phone and it turns out I won the $50 million lottery. $50 million. Can you believe it? I went crazy on my spendings. I bought a new house, a new luxurious car, new clothes and so on. Everyone took notice of my wealth. And my ex-girlfriend Eve got wind of my situation and came back to me. We were speaking over the phone and turns out she now wants to come back to me to try to fix our relationship. I got mixed feelings, but I kept my ground and told her that I never want to see her again. Within seconds, she went ballistic. She called me greedy, selfish and all sorts of things an anti-men feminism would describe a guy. I just listened in enjoyment. She kept on babbling and I simply just ended the call. I immediately blocked her on all her socials. Fast forward, I am now in Hawaii enjoying my cocktails and a variety of other drinks. My ways with women have also changed. I no longer want to look for love but I enjoy the sex so I go and pay for prostitutes time to time to relieve my urges. I do this because I actually enjoy my alone time and I no longer contemplate whether I should find the special someone or not. But hey, I am 50 million richer so what could go wrong?